and I know a couple things, and I'm going to share a little bit of that here in a little while. So let's see who we have in the house this morning. Fangirl Cheryl is the first one in the chat this morning. Good morning, Cheryl. And Fangirl Cheryl has reached 1,000 subscribers. So congratulations on reaching 1K. Carol Waters is here. Good morning, Carol. Ava Potterfield and friends is here. I always start Monday morning off with Ava and a cup of coffee and some good chat with friends. Stella's here. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, happy Memorial Day as we remember those who lost their lives for our freedom. I see StreamYard has this new show comments on stage. I'm going to turn that on here and you'll see comments that come up. Will be scrolling on the bottom corner of the live stream. So let's try it out. Yeah, he's a pretty boy, pretty spoiled, all right. And he's out there, I think he's eating breakfast. Hawkins Family Adventures is here. Sandra, good to see you. Yeah, it's a wonderful day because we're going to make it wonderful, right? Channel member in the house, CR View. Good morning. Good morning. They just released a members only video, which is very interesting. Tim is working on his getting his solar. I think he's going to have like 2,900 watts of solar on the roof of the RV. He just built a nice rack up there, and he's going to be adding batteries, 400 amp hours of batteries, and he'll be able to run solar, keep his air conditioners going, and he'll have to probably go buy a parka. She Devil Adventures is here. Good morning, Tommy. And look, we got Gracie. Gracie and Jacques is here. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Another channel member in the house. Ivan K just arrived. Good morning. Good to have you. And there's Ringo. Ringo and Czar's here. Gracie saying hello to everybody. Look at that. We got Traveling Merton and Sue here. Thank you. Appreciate it. Caught there live yesterday at 2 o'clock Arizona time. So that was good to see them and see their faces and see the pups and hear about what's going on there in Massachusetts. Yeah. In fact, while we're here, Cheryl, I'm going to share your channel. If you haven't subscribed to Fangirl Cheryl, check her channel out and subscribe and watch a video. Here's
Hi everybody, Fangirl Cheryl here. Thanks for stopping by. I have let you guys know I'm back in Alberta. Happy to be here, really happy to be here. Spent so much time with family so far, and really just geared down, got some stuff done. There's some stories in there, it was crazy. But my flight over was awesome. It was just so picturesque, and the people were beautiful, and everyone was so helpful, and it just was a pleasant ride. It was a pleasant ride.
So that's her latest video. Well, she did one more. I guess she went to a friend's and was petting some horses. But go check out Fangirl Cheryl's channel. This is the link right here to that video. But don't go away yet. Watch it afterwards, after the live stream. Thank you, Gracie. Appreciate it very much. Did I miss Tim? Where's Tim? Is Tim here? Oh, Tim, CRView, Tim, duh. Yeah. IMG is here, another channel member in the house. Good morning, G. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, congratulations. It's a tough slog, right? I mean, you're grinding and grinding, and to get to 1,000 is a major accomplishment. So, if you're not subbed to Van Girl Cheryl, she's a real sweet lady, and I like her saying, if you see someone without a smile, give them yours. So that just kind of reminds us that everybody needs our smile. G is going to be lurking. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that's a lot of solar. That should work real well. Catherine Cook is here. Yeah, thank you, Catherine. Good morning to all who served but did not come home. Yeah, and that's why we celebrate today is we celebrate Memorial Day for those that did not come home. We have Veterans Day for the veterans like myself, who I did 21 years, 4 months, and 7 days. And I'm proud of that service, but I was able to come home. I came home. I did a lot of traveling and a lot of things in the military that some of it I don't even talk about because it's hard to explain what you did because there's no frame of reference for most people that haven't been around bombs and bullets and missiles. So, but yeah, Veterans Day is for veterans, and Memorial Day are for those veterans that did not come home, and so we try to remember them. Step Van Dan is here. Good morning, Dan, another channel member. Scrolling. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, Dan's picking up his van this weekend. Moving 2 hours north. Oh, yeah, that sounds fun. Got a new home to us in Carrick, Minnesota. So Dan's been working on his step van, and looks like it's just about roadworthy. There's Naj in the house, another channel member. Never late, Naj, never late. Good to see you. Yeah, it is awesome. Yeah, sober day mostly, yeah. Merton should get one of these cups because Merton's a fixer too. That's what I do. I fix stuff and I know things. Although my 13-year-old granddaughter would probably beg to differ with that because 13-year-olds, they know everything. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you, Naj. I've got the flag hanging behind me here, and I've got it hanging out by the fence for everybody driving by, just as a reminder. All right, so what's going on in our life? Well, last week I talked about our grandson graduating from high school, and so we attended his graduation. It was at the Tucson Convention Center. They had so many kids. They had 530 kids in his graduating class, senior graduating class. And so they set up the graduation in the Tucson Convention Center. So 530 kids, they each got 12 tickets. So the school gave each kid 12 tickets. And of course, that's like 6,000 people that showed up there. And it was full, but they ran it very well. It was very well coordinated. And our grandson graduated high school, and we're really proud of him because, it was tough for him sometimes. You get senioritis in that last year, and you don't want to do anything because you want to be done with school. And his mom kept him motivated. She sat down with him and made sure he got his homework done when he fell behind, and she got him through it. So she deserves as much credit for that completing high school as he did. Yeah, very huge class. Yeah. So we had a good time there. It was a long day for Lucas. We left at like 3:30. We keep him in a kennel here at home because he has, I don't know why he hadn't come in yet. He has separation anxiety, so we're afraid to to leave him out in the house because he would probably tear up the furniture while we're gone. So we put him in a kennel where he's safe. We leave him snacks and a little bit of water, and he stays there. Here he comes. He stays there while we're gone. So he was in there quite a while. Lucas, come here. Okay, okay. Everybody wants to see you. Come here, come here, come here. Sit, sit, sit. Okay, there he is. There he is. Yeah, good boy. Yeah, playing with mom. Did you eat your breakfast? Huh? Did you eat your breakfast? Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Good boy. You're huffing and puffing. Warm, huh? Yeah. There he is. All right. He didn't he didn't want to eat breakfast first thing this morning. We don't know why. He seems to be feeling okay. And I think he's munching on it now. Yeah, huge glass. Yep, that's my boy. And he gets so I went over to the neighbors. Um, we have a water softener on our house, and she has one on her place because the water is so hard here that it calcifies everything. And so um, she's a elderly lady, older than me, and she can't handle 50-pound bags of salt. So I picked up some salt for our place, and I dropped a bag over there for her water softener. So chatted with her a little bit, got that done this morning. But anyway, he hates it when I leave him at home, even when mom's home. She said he whined and howled at the front window because dad left him, and he's devastated when he can't go with me. And boy, if I leave with the Cherokee without him, that's even worse. Uh, so Jock's not a morning pup, huh? More of a late afternoon and night eater. Yeah, we typically will feed Lucas at 6 a.m. and then 6 p.m. And this morning, for some reason, he wasn't interested in eating. Yeah, he's a sweetheart. All right, what else is going on? Let's see. Shout outs. Appreciate all the channel members being here today. I'm going to start doing some more often some channel members only videos. Tim from CR View did one, and I think I'm going to start doing a better job at that. Maybe just some walk around videos. What do you guys think? Is there any channel members in the chat that are interested in seeing specific things, whether it's around our property or around the monument? I'm going to try to throw in a channel members video for them because I really appreciate the support. Now, I usually pay it forward. I have memberships on many other channels, and so it's pretty much a wash, but it's still an investment for you and your time and your money, and I want to make sure that you all know how much I appreciate it. He always has food in his bowl. Yeah, and we've had dogs that were like that too, where you just left food in their bowl and they would just munch on it. And maybe he's going to roll into that. I don't know. Let's see. He's down here on the floor. I don't know if you can see him over there. Yeah, let's see. See him? He's right over here. Yeah, it's nap time, huh, Lucas? Nap time? Yeah. All right. You supervise while I run the live stream, okay? Tail just a thumping away. And boy, that tail, that thing hurts if he whacks you with it. Great idea, Naj says. Especially ones where everything's blooming. Oh yeah, I got to show you this. If you watch my posts on the channel, I did post this on Facebook and also on the channel. I was walking by a saguaro cactus. Yeah, it's just too hot, Gracie, I know. Walking by a saguaro cactus, it was blooming in the back of the property, the fenced in area, and I walked by and I saw this arm with blooms on it and then Ragged Top in the background. So I went and I grabbed my camera and let me show you what I took. Saguaro bloom with Ragged Top in the background. I tried to do a landscape and it didn't come out right, so I did a portrait right here. So this is a saguaro cactus. I got up on a 6-foot ladder. This is one of the lower arms, and that's Ragged Top Mountain in the background. That's my favorite shot. I got a lot of comments on that too. Everybody enjoyed that, but they're in bloom right now, and it's just beautiful. Our adeniums, desert roses are starting to bloom now too. I made a table for them outside on the front porch. I welded a frame together and put some wood on it to set these adeniums on. There's the new table. And they seem to like it there. I like having them in front of the window so while we're inside, we can look out and enjoy them. It's a very unique plant that our neighbor Karen got us started on. And we have 3 of them now. There's a shot of the saguaro blooms. I put the drone up and got a picture of this from above. Pretty cool. And the bees like these too. The bees will come in and pollinate everything, and then you end up with some nice red fruit. And the Native Americans used to harvest the fruit on here to make jellies and dye and things like that. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully you got your medical stuff squared away, Gracie. I know you had some challenges there. Hope you're feeling better and doing well. Anyway, that's thanks, Dan. And that I just got up on the ladder with my iPhone, took a portrait picture, and it came out pretty good. All right, what else is going on? What's the weather here? Let's see. Is it going to snow today? Hey Siri, is it going to snow here today?
It doesn't look like it's going to snow today.
No, not going to snow today, but it's going to be 96 degrees. Nice spring day because it's not June 21st yet, so it's still spring. 96. I got the swamp cooler running on solar, keeping the house nice and cool, and I'm not having to send the money that the electric company gives me in retirement. I don't have to send any money back to them, at least a little bit less. I still run the air conditioner when it gets super hot, but I really like having solar and a couple of batteries and running that swamp cooler. It pretty exciting to be able to do that. I don't think there's much left. There may be a couple patches. It's been warm enough up there. They did get some snow this winter, and they had the ski valley open for a little while. I don't think there's much except for maybe on the north faces, you know. That's great, Gracie. That's very good. Yeah, growing older is not for the faint of heart. Thanks for everyone's prayers. I know, I know. So, last time I went to the VA, I had them mail back my blood work, and when I got it back, I said, "Uh-oh, I got to do something." My blood sugar was up too high, and my VA doctor, is threatening to put me on metformin, which supposedly helps with that. And so I decided I got to do something about this. The last 6 months, I pretty well ate whatever I wanted. We were going to Lucky Wishbone, buying hamburgers and French fries and fried chicken and steak fingers and all of that. And I was eating a handful of chocolate every day. And I mentioned this on Merton and Sue's live. I'm having to cut back on sugar. I stopped eating so much bread. I still eat bread, like on a hamburger once in a while. We took Sheena and Dylan out to celebrate his graduation. Yesterday, we went to the airport and had a hamburger and some onion rings. And I still ate the bun, but I've cut way back on bread. Cut back on bread. I stopped eating the chocolate because it was just too much sugar. And I have dropped, I think when I started, I was about 235. And I'm down just below 220 now, 219-ish. And I'm feeling better. So I think the sugar in the bread is causing my blood sugar to go too high, and I really don't want to be on medication unless I absolutely have to. So I'm trying to behave myself, and I'm going to reschedule my appointment, go back in and see if my doctor will retake my blood pressure and blood sugar, and then I'll be okay. That's what I'm hoping, but I'm feeling better. Cutting out sugar has really made me feel better. I don't have as much inflammation, like my joints feel better, my lower back feels better. Like I get up in the morning, before I could barely walk, and now I'm hopping up and I'm ready to go. So it's really helping. Roy and Becky are here. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome. Sweeteners don't taste bad when you get used to it. Yeah, that's true. And then they say some of those sweeteners are not good for us. So I have been drinking the Gatorade uh, without the sugar in it. I guess it's got some kind of sweeteners in it. I'm trying to avoid the sugar, and Gatorade only when I need it, when I'm working outside in the heat. I know, right? Guys lose much faster. I know, I know. Well, yeah, I think the ladies' metabolism, it does take more to lose, and it takes a lot longer. Give it at least 6 months before you go back in. Cutting down on carbs and sugar is key. You're going in the right. Thanks, Gracie. And Gracie's a retired VA nurse, so she took care of our vets when they needed it the most. And when you need a nurse, you're in pretty bad shape when you got to go into the hospital. And so, thank you, Gracie. Always appreciate our nurses and treat them well, because they're there again when we need them the most. So give them the respect. And nurses, Yeah, I am definitely was addicted to sugar, Tommy, and it's okay if it's not causing you trouble, you know, but it was bothering me. Bill's here. Good morning from Tucson. Go back to Thailand in July. Welcome, Bill. Welcome. Awesome. Got a neighbor in the house. I know I watched the races yesterday too, Roy. That was a long day, 600 miles, but it was fun. I had it on the TV, just kind of coming and going. And all right, 30 minutes in, I'm going to play my membership video, and then I'm going to come back and tell you guys I've been car shopping. And oh, Ivan says Lindt makes a wonderful sugar-free chocolate, pricey but well worth the money. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I need sugar-free. I guess it's okay to eat chocolate if it's sugar-free. But, after about 4 or 5 days of not eating the sugar chocolate, which I loved, I lost the addiction, and so I'm happy about that. Let me play my thank you video for all the channel members, and then I'm gonna come back and share something with you. I helped, Oki's friend, who we've known from our time in Okinawa, Japan, and I feel pretty good about that. So here I am scrolling, looking for the videos, and I'm still scrolling, and there it is. Here we go.
To all my members out there, you lift me up so high. The support you give me makes me touch the sky. In every lonely moment, when shadows start to fall, your love shines like a beacon. I hear your heartfelt call. Thank you, dear members, for standing by my side. With your strength and courage, we take this wild ride. From morning's glow to starry night, you're the reason I shine, my forever guiding light. In the desert where it's dry, where the cacti proudly stand, you're my loyal companions, my devoted band. Through rocky trails and valleys, we gather every mile. Hand in hand we wander with your endless smiles. Thank you, dear members, for standing by my side. With your strength and courage, we take this wild ride. From morning's glow to starry night, you're the reason I shine, my forever guiding light. Desert where it's dry, where the cacti proudly stand, you're my loyal companions, my devoted band. Through rocky trails and valleys, we gather every mile. Hand in hand we wander with your endless smiles.
Oh no, root beer floats. No root beer floats. Oh, I don't know about that. Eee. I love root beer floats. Well, and that's something I struggled with. Thank you, channel members. Appreciate your support very much. So, do I eat whatever I want and then have the doctor give me medication to keep all my levels, my cholesterol and my blood sugar where it should be? Or do I try to eat healthy and keep everything, try to manage it myself? Well, for right now, I'm 69 years old. I'm going to try to manage it myself because I don't want to be popping pills, unless I absolutely have to. Monk fruit is a great sweetener. You can get Propel at Walmart. Monk fruit, huh? Interesting. I thought Propel had sugar in it, but no, it doesn't. Debbie is here. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Memorial Day to you. Thank you. Thank you. And we remember those who didn't come home. Yeah. Thank you, Gracie. We always appreciate just nurses have given us more information than the doctors have. You know, your doctor is in and out, gives you what you need to get you back home. But quite often, when you need an explanation, find a nurse, an experienced nurse, and they'll spend some time with you explaining why did this happen and how can I make it better. Um, just I can't say enough about nurses. Look for keto snacks, ice cream bars at a grocery outlet store. They often have a lot of keto foods. Yeah, I noticed that too. I do still have a salt addiction. You know, in the afternoon, I get this salt craving. So I've been eating not wheat snacks, but corn snacks. And I know corn snacks still have carbohydrates in them, but I crave that salt. And maybe I need to look for keto snacks that have some salt. Yeah. Thanks, Gracie. Oh, you're welcome, Cheryl. You're welcome. My van has an appointment with the beauty parlor. Awesome. Very cool. So check out Van Girl Cheryl's video that I showed part of. And if you're not subscribed to her, subscribe and watch her stuff. She's very good and a sweet lady. Misha's here. Welcome, welcome. There we go. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. And G, do I have you on the membership video? I'll have to double check. Did you see your name on there? Okay, so you can get it sugar free. Okay. I have to is that better, Gracie, than the non-sugar Gatorade? I think that's what we've been buying. And I don't drink a lot of it. Skinny popcorn. Okay. Skinny popcorn is a great snack. Yeah, I have bought them. All right. Yeah, I understood. Okay, what else is going on? Let's see. All right, so we have a friend that lives in Tucson. She is from Okinawa, Japan. Same place that Oki is from. Hiromi. My wife's name is Hiromi. Hiromi. Nickname is Oki because she's from Okinawa, Japan. And Seiko lives by herself. She divorced years ago. Her husband passed away, and so she has some ex-in-laws. Her kids are to the four winds, living their life. One of them's in the military. The other's married to a Japanese guy, lives in Japan. So Seiko is by herself. And I don't know how it feels. Some of you women in here know how it feels to be in a situation where your car is failing. Your car is costing you a lot of money and you can't afford to keep it up. So Seiko calls Oki and says, I don't know what to do. The shop is telling me I got to spend thousands of dollars on my car to keep it running. I don't know what to do. I can't afford this car anymore. So Oki tells her, We're going to come over and Steve's going to check your car out for you and see if we can help out. Oh, the dyes that are, I noticed, Gracie, they got rid of the red Gatorade, and I think that's been outlawed now, the red dye. Anyway, so we drove over there. It's about 50-mile drive from here in Paradise. And I checked her car out, and she had a steering pump go bad. And so it was whining and making a lot of noise. And she asked me, can I still drive that? And I said, not very far. And so I told her, if you let me take your car, it's a Honda Accord, a 2006 Honda Accord. If you let me take your car home and I'll leave you a car to drive, I can repair this for you. And she said, no, they're telling me there's a lot of other stuff that needs to be done, thousands of dollars of work. She said, I've had this car for 12 years. I'm done with it. I want to get rid of it. In fact, I'm going to donate it. She wanted to donate it and then try to get another car. Well, the car she was looking at was a coworker who had, I think, a Nissan or a Honda with 200,000 miles on it, and he wanted $6,000 for it. And so she was kind of between a rock and a hard place, thinking, do I need to buy this car from my coworker? It had a cracked windshield on it, and it just didn't sound like a good deal. Anyway, I went over there, checked out her car. She says, I'm done with it. I want to just get rid of it. I'm going to donate it. Well, looking at it, it's a 2006 Honda Accord. It's a very nice car. It has 116,000 miles on it. So it's almost 20 years old. 116,000 miles. That's nothing for a Honda. So I told her, okay, you want to get rid of the car? Why don't we look for a car for you, and then I'll buy your Honda and take it home and fix it up, and we'll drive it or sell it or do something. So Oki and I started scouring and looking at Facebook Marketplace. You guys know the prices of new vehicles. If you're going to go out and shop for a new vehicle or even a newer used vehicles, the prices are crazy. So there's a big market now for used older vehicles, even 20 years old. And Facebook Marketplace is a good place to find them, but you have to be very careful. So we started looking at Facebook Marketplace. We found like a Nissan Murano. We found a Toyota Corolla. And I forgot what the other one was. There were 3 cars that we narrowed down. We go down to Green Valley. We test drive this Nissan Murano. It was like a 2015, so it's 10 years old. So I'm thinking, well, a 10-year-old car would be pretty good for her. We test drive it and we hear this noise. It's coming from the back. It's really noisy. And I asked the seller, you notice that noise that we're hearing? Oh yeah, that road noise. Yeah, I had my mechanic check it out and he says it's fine. So I said, you know what? I think we're going to pass. Thanks for your time, but we're going to pass on this vehicle. It was really nice, but it had this noise. So I go home. I did some research and I found out, which I didn't know before, that they have changed transmissions, changed the design of transmissions in newer vehicles. And they're a SVT transmission, which means they're a belt drive, belt and chain drive and clutch in these transmissions in a lot of these cars now, and they wear out. A car that used to last, 200,000 miles, with one of these transmissions, you're lucky to get 150,000 out of it, and it's toast. And you got to spend $3,000 to replace it. So I learned a lot about these transmissions and what to stay away with. stay away from. And so I started to look for older vehicles with a standard 4-speed old-fashioned transmission, and we found a Toyota Camry. Toyota Camry, it's a 2002, and it was well taken care of. It was a young man that owned it. His brother works for a shop on the east side of Tucson, Desert Toyota. So he was a Toyota mechanic and technician. And so he took care of his car. He had all the struts replaced. He had, everything gone through. And it was in really good shape. It does have, the typical Arizona sunburn. The paint is, peeling and faded, which happens down here in Arizona. But for the most part, the car was in good shape. And so we test drove it, and I bought it from him and then brought it home. Let me show you a picture of it. I brought it home and checked it out, test drove it, and it rode really nice. What did I do with that picture? There it is. That's a Toyota Camry, 2002. And I know Merton likes Toyotas. He's got a Toyota, and he recommends them. So I agree. They run forever. This is the 4-cylinder, 2.4 liter, just pristine shape interior. The motor is clean. Everything was taken care of real well. 160,000 miles. Which isn't a lot for a Toyota. It should run 250 easy. So I bought this and then brought it home, went through it. Everything's in good shape. The only issue we had was gas cap. We got a check engine light. I replaced the gas cap, and that took care of it. So that was the only issue that we had to deal with. But 2002 Toyota Camry, took it over to her. She drove it around. She said, "Yeah, this will do me just fine." It's a low tech, basic vehicle. She only drives like 2 miles to work, and then she goes grocery shopping. She doesn't do any road traveling or anything. She just needs basic transportation, and boy, is she happy now. She's got a reliable car, and I brought the Honda home. So let me show you a picture of the Honda. This is the 2006 Honda Accord, and you can see the side looks pretty nice. The paint is pretty decent. It does have, clear coat is gone on that front fender, on the roof, and on the hood. So it's sit in an apartment complex, for the last 10, 12 years, sitting out in the sun, and just baked the crap out of it. But I got it running yesterday, put a new power steering pump in there, and she rides really nice. It doesn't ride as nice as the Camry does, though, because it's got the low profile tires and everything. It's kind of a sporty car, and too fast to put my 18-year-old grandson in. I think if I put him in this, he's going to get in trouble. So we decided we're just going to keep this and keep it and add it to the stable of vehicles that I have. Anyone who's been here knows I like older vehicles, and I like working on cars. So I'm working on this one, get it taken care of, and we're going to start driving it around. So that's my story. But what I'm really happy about is being able to help our friend, and then have her be not so stressed, because that's a big stressor for her. She gave me all the paperwork to the Honda. She was taking it to a shop, a local shop, and they were telling her, you need to do this, you need to do that. And it was all bull crap stuff. There's there's nothing major on it. So she would, she would do have work done on it. Like, for example, spark plugs. They changed her spark plugs twice in 2 years. I don't know why they did that. I don't see any reason why they did that. The spark plugs are good for 60,000 miles. She drives like 2,000 miles a year. So I don't know why they did that. And there's a lot of other stuff they did that just didn't make sense. I think they're just kind of trying to suck money out of her. And she was feeling the same thing. So we got her out of that situation. She's got a decent car now, a basic transportation, and she's really happy. And I'm happy I was able to help her. Yeah, they're great cars, aren't they? Let me see here. Let me get back here. I think I said hi to Misha. Yeah, we're talking about Gatorade and the dyes. I mentioned that when we went to Costco, there's no red Gatorade anymore. The cases of Gatorade, which they downsized, don't have the red anymore, and so they're getting rid of that stuff. Yeah, they're great cars, and I think so far I'm gonna pull the wheels off, check the brakes, and get underneath the car to make sure it doesn't have any leaks. But when I drive it, it shifts good, it steers good. I know it needs struts. It hasn't had struts changed, so I'll have to do struts on it eventually. But I think it's going to be a good car. But she was one of those that just said, "I'm done with it. I don't want this car anymore." Hey, Smoky Mountain Bless is here. Welcome, welcome. Smoky Mountain Bless does drive streams around Gatlinburg, so be sure to check that out. Accord was my second car. Yeah, that I've never had an Accord, never drove one until now, and it's got the 3-liter engine in it, which is the same size engine I got in the truck. And boy, this thing is really zippy. And my grandson would be in big trouble if I gave this car to him. Debbie F is here. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Debbie was in Ava Potterfield's chat this morning. Yeah, CVT transmissions, stay away from those. If you're looking for a used car, if it's 10 years old or so, get it checked out by a mechanic that you trust, because the CVT transmissions were designed to increase fuel economy, to increase fuel economy. And so the way they work is they keep your RPMs on your engine lower so you don't burn as much gas. And they're a variable transmission. They're not like start off clunk, first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. They're like a belt drive setup, and they feel weird to me. Drove it till the frame rusted through. And the nice thing about this Honda Accord, it was purchased here in Tucson from Dobbs Honda in Tucson, and it's been here its whole life. So there's no rust or anything on it. I'm just really tickled to have it. Oh, the HHR has a Toyota engine. It's been a good car. Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, Toyota makes good engines. They sure do. I got suckered, bought a Dodge Journey with a junk transmission, didn't get 500 miles on. Yeah, and they're out there. They're out there for sure. Yeah, low riding cars are bumpy on the roads. That's right. But boy, oh boy, do they corner well. So this one will be a fun car. I like projects. I like working on. I have a '98 Cherokee. Anyone who's been to our meetup has seen my white Cherokee. It's got 170,000 on it. I went through that. I would drive that Cherokee to Washington, D.C. That's how much I trust it. But I've gone through everything. Bad Idea Lav is here. Happy Memorial Day. Welcome, welcome. And this is going to be a good car too, this Honda Accord. Oh, red dye really messes with me. And I never realized that, some of those dyes I understand are made from petroleum products. And we're putting that stuff in our body. And you just assume that when you buy something in the store and you bring it home and consume it, that it's been checked out and it's okay for you to consume. And that's not the case. It seems like since I've looked into it, that there's a lot of collusion going on, collaboration between the FDA and food manufacturers. They're a little bit too close. There are people in the FDA, I understand, that came out of the food industry, and so not a good thing. I don't want to get into politics, but there's things going on that are not good for us. And yeah, you have to listen to your own body and you have to adjust accordingly, like I'm doing, reducing sugar, cutting way back on bread, and Gracie threw a couple of good suggestions in there, which I'm going to check out. So, but these dyes that are made out of petroleum products, yellow, I understand, is bad for us, and red dye. Oh, Honda was basically started by illegal gas. Very interesting history. I'll have to Google that one. I know. In fact, we asked her, we gave them a ride yesterday in it. And I asked her, you think this might be a good car? And she's like, I don't know, Dad. I don't know. 18 years old. I remember when I was 18, my dad bought me a 62 Corvair. I'm working at Lucky Wishbone, making $1.40 an hour, man. I was rolling in dough. $1.40 an hour. I could take care of a 62 Corvair and I could wax that thing and I could put the metal to the pedal to the metal and I could reach 100 miles an hour going down Houghton Road, that big hill down Houghton. And I'm thinking, do I want my grandson in a Honda Accord that'll do 120 in like 10 seconds? No. And I don't think his mom does either. Subaru, G says. Okay. I wondered about that, G. Subaru makes a good car. Okay, Dan, thanks for popping in, and you have a great day, and have fun with your van. It's awesome. Oh, Bragg's apple cider vinegar, and took some for health last night. I gagged. Apple cider vinegar is supposed to be good for you, right? I know M&Ms are. Ooh-wee. All right, so Sue has cut back on her M&Ms. Yeah, it's not easy, huh? It's an addiction. It's really an addiction. Okay, what else did I have to share? Anything? Let's see here. Vangirl Cheryl made 1,000 subs, so be sure to sub to her. I'm going to start doing members only videos. Oh, we've had fires here. So I don't know why, but a lot of the dry washes in town, they've had like half a dozen fires. Some of them are people living in those areas. There's a lot of homeless, mostly in Tucson. And these fires are popping up in these dry washes that are full of, dry brush and grass it's all dead. And so the different fire departments have been scrambling, trying to put out the fires. BLM is posted out here in the Ironwood Forest National Monument, no fires allowed, no shooting. Of course, that's not allowed anyway, but we're in what they call a stage 2 fire restriction because it's been so dry And anything that starts is going to spread everywhere. Add it to water, much easier to follow. I think noise is going to be your first indicator, G. Team Jesus Ministers is here. Welcome, welcome. The cigarette, oh, that's right. I did hear that. The cigarette companies bought the food companies and added chemicals to cause food addictions. There you go. That's why I was addicted to chocolate. And maybe M&Ms too. I did hear that. Yeah, the food companies, because people aren't smoking anymore, the food companies, I guess, had to maintain their cash flow, so they bought or the cigarette companies had to maintain cash flow, so they bought the food companies. Snowmobile, yeah. You know, and that's a basic belt drive, Ivan, right? So the side-by-sides, Polaris makes side-by-sides, and they're a belt drive too, but they're just a basic belt drive. These vehicles are much, much different than that. Ooh, cinnamon and lemon. Yeah, prices are crazy right now, for sure. Yeah, something is definitely wearing out, G. Front axles are noisy and the alignment is going out. It sounds kind of expensive. You may ask around where you're at. I'm not sure where you're at right now, but ask around for, you know, someone who is a good mechanic that's not going to rip you off. And a good mechanic should be able to diagnose that. Yeah, jack it up, like Roy says, jack it up, and you can wiggle the tire. If you got a lot of play in that tire, I mean, it could be, you know, it could be kingpins, it could be ball joints, it could be a lot of things, especially if you have a lot of miles on your van. Snowmobile CVT have two converging clutches, very similar to car CVTs. Okay. Well, yeah, and they don't get the miles probably that a car does. All right. Well, that takes care of our hour. Thanks everybody for being here today. Appreciate it very much. Hope your holiday is good, and remember those who came before us and didn't come home. That's why we're here today. Thanks you, and we'll see you next time.
Wake up to a brand new day. Smile at the sun's warm ray. Greet the world with open arms. Spread good vibes and charms. Kind words change the scene. Make life feel like a dream. Help someone who's in need. Plant a little kindness seed. Shine bright like a star. No matter where you are, kindness takes you far. Light up the world. Together we can make it. Love's the way to fake it. Leave a little joy behind in every heart you'll find. No need for heavy words. Be like chirping birds. Simple acts can heal. Make every moment real. Shine bright like a star. No matter where you are, kindness takes you far. Light up the world. cracks can heal. Make every moment real.